Hello everyone and welcome to episode 3 of PCW's Behind the Magic with me, Magic Mark. This is our backstage show, completely unscripted, completely unplanned, where we just sit down with one of the PCW roster, or stand up as the case may be, and have a quick chat. With me at this time is a half-painted Prince Devitt. Hello.
Fully coherent and half-painted.
Fully coherent and half-painted. So, it's the Punisher this time.
I think the name of your show is very fitting because you're actually spoiling the magic for everyone, just letting them see me being painted. Where I think, like, you know, you've kind of taken the mystique out of the whole entrance of, what does he do, or how does he do it, or does he do it himself? Because quite clearly you can see that today Kate's doing the painting, and thanks for ruining my career.
Sorry. So, Kate, how long have you been doing this for?
This guy, about 3 months, and about 2 years in total.
And how long does something like this take?
Usually about 2 hours, if it's this. If it's full body, then no, it does.
3 hours, I reckon.
3 hours. 3 hours.
And so, obviously, it's a comic book character theme. Is it always comic book characters that you do, or...?
For you, yes. Otherwise, no. It could, literally anything. Anything you want, I could do.
So why the comic book characters?
I think it's just something that wrestling fans can relate to. It's kind of it was an idea I had a couple of months ago, back in like November, December. I was just talking to Kate about it there. Kind of like spiraled out of control, and now it's out of my hands because even if I don't want to do it anymore, and stand in a little dungeon with all these empty glasses for 3 hours before the show, which is great warm up, may I add. For when you're about to have a wrestling match. But I kind of got to do it now because people expect it.
So which character? It was in Japan you did it first, wasn't it?
Yeah, Japan had done it first. It was I had an idea that I wanted to be painted just all black. Really was the idea because I was the black villain, and the black prince, and that was the idea at first. And then we got a makeup artist to come in and paint me, and there was no mirrors in the room that we were doing, and it got a little bit lost in translation. And like I looked in the mirror afterward, 3 hours of being in this makeup chair, and there was like red and white and everything all over it. And at first I was a little bit like, oh, that's not what I wanted. But then like the more I looked at it, I was like, oh, that's really cool, So that's how it started. It wasn't even meant to be Carnage. It was just kind of like her kind of rendition of what she wanted to do. So a lot of people said it looked like Carnage, and then I kind of, one thing led to another. We done. Kate was actually the first person to do the painting here in England. We done kind of like a zombie, and then from then on, I went back and I wanted to do the black, So that was something that I really wanted to do. So we done the black in ICW in Glasgow, and we done kind of black with Venom, kind of painting on top of it, and it's just kind of, went out of control now. Where like people are like, oh, what's he gonna do next? So the pressure's on me, kind of keep coming up with new ideas because I don't really like doing the same things twice, So. Except for in my matches, which is the same shit for the last 14 years. Oh, sorry.
I mean, obviously you've done Punisher and you've done... Well, by the time this goes out, you will have done Punisher. Yeah. And you've done Spawn at PCW. Yeah. What other characters have you done elsewhere?
Well, I guess people have said that was Carnage in Tokyo Dome, and then I'd done... let's see, we done Venom in Glasgow. Yeah. And there was one or two more. I'm drawing a blank, but I've still got a few tricks up my sleeve or under my armpit or whatever. So no, I've still got a few more that I want to do. So I'm looking forward to doing them. Oh, I done Scarlet Spider was another one I done. Yeah, that turned out really well. And last week I done SpiderMan cross with SpiderMan 2099. So.
Spider-Man 2099, a man of... I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't last very long.
What? Yeah, no.
20 issues?
Yeah, well, had to pay homage. Half and half, yeah. Yeah, took about 3 hours. They normally take about 3 hours despite what people tell you, It's kind of like when a promoter, emails you and says, oh, yeah, I can pick you up at the airport and it'll take about an hour to get to the building, or it'll take 20 minutes, but normally you got to double that, especially in England. So So that's what I do with the paint jobs as well. If someone says, "Oh, it'll take about an hour and a half today," it'll take about 3 hours. So.
What do you talk about with each other for 3 hours?
Yeah.
Paint.
Yeah, hurry up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely something you want to keep, or is it something you're not gonna do in the long term?
I don't really think too far into the future. I'm gonna do it tomorrow, and I'm gonna do it Sunday. Today's Friday, so yeah, Saturday and Sunday. I've got some ideas, but past that, it's a clean sheet, and hopefully a clean body. Yeah.
I suppose you can get too much of a good thing, right?
Well, exactly, yeah, and maybe if it's only on special occasions, maybe then it would be a little bit different. It's actually getting to the point where if I came out with no paint, it would be more of a special occasion than if I came out with paint. So maybe I need to go back to that.
Do you wrestle any different when you're in your paint compared to when you weren't?
I do a little bit, actually, little subtle differences. Maybe you wouldn't pick up on them, but I definitely notice myself doing things that I wouldn't normally do in the ring, or that I'd do differently if I had no paint. So, especially like facial expressions and things, because like no one can really see them with the paint on. Or they not that they can't see them, they're just like seeing past the facial expressions and looking at the paint and the mess on the ring and whatever.
And do you? Yeah, you tend to. Oh, hello. Oh, he's looking in the mirror. Do you tend to find that your opponents like you getting lots of paint all over them?
I don't know. Maybe they don't mind because it gets a little bit more of a reaction when I do the paint. But no, for the most part, like they just come back and they're just like, "What the hell is going on with all this paint?" And like this isn't gonna come out of my shorts and all that stuff. What can you do, huh? Yeah.
So you've been in PCW a couple of times here. What are your biggest memories of PCW?
Well, this is my second time in PCW. First time was a couple of months ago against Chris Travis. Obviously, it's good promotion, one of the best promotions in England, I think. Got a good, solid, loyal fan base, they keep coming back, obviously, over and over again. So that's great to see. And obviously, the promoters are doing a good job, and they bring in a lot of outside guys as well, people that fans wouldn't normally get to see. So it's an exciting promotion to be involved in.
And what are your thoughts on Chris Travis? How was the match? Did you enjoy it?
I did, yeah, I enjoyed it. I've been a big fan of his for a long time. I watched Peeking Through the Curtain in New York Hall down in London when him and Kirby were in a match, and I was just blown away by it. And from that point, I really wanted to get a chance to work with him. So I was delighted to wrestle him, and then when the chance came up for a rematch, I was absolutely no problem.
You said you'd love a rematch, but is there anyone else on the PCW roster that you either wrestled a lot or you haven't wrestled that you'd like to face maybe in PCW?
I'd love to get a chance to go in the ring again with Ligero, but then I like wrestling the big men too, so I'd love to shot with T-Bone maybe, or Noam Dar's down here quite a lot as well, so I'd love to get another. We had a couple of singles matches before and locked up a few times, but he's someone that is growing every month to month. He's getting better and better, and he's still so young as well. So I'd love to learn a few things from that young man.
So Kate, who would you like to see Prince Devitt face in PCW?
Do you know what? I'm not even the biggest wrestling fan. I know that's so bad. I know. It's growing on me. But at this moment in time, I couldn't even tell you. Ask me in about a year, I'll be like, him.
Is that a promise? You're going to be doing this for a year?
I might follow wrestling for a year. Who knows? We'll see. Hopefully.
It's going to be really obscure characters by the end of that, though.
Yeah. Michael Jackson.
Yeah, 10-issue run. Don't do Michael Jackson. 10-issue run and one of those comic characters no one read apart from me. Yeah, sorry, nerd. But you are a comic book fan?
Yeah. I'm more obviously I love the good versus evil struggle, but I really like the body language that's involved in and the imagery involved in the way the characters are portrayed. It's not so much the stories that capture me. It's more the imagery of the colours and especially the body language.
Could you maybe nick moves from SpiderMan?
Absolutely.
Have you?
No, not yet.
You should. Should come up with something.
Yeah. Does Spider-Man chop, does he?
Oh God, don't chop me.
What? Does Spider-Man chop?
No, he definitely doesn't chop. Don't chop me.
Well, you want to chop, right?
Jesus.
Okay, just hold the microphone down a little bit.
Oh, Jesus.
You gonna fall back?
Probably.
1, 2.
Well, do you want a magic star?
No, thanks.
Do you want a magic star? Magic stars. Other chocolate confectionery are available. So, right, you've toured the world.
Yep.
Are PCW's fans the weirdest?
Wrestling fans in general are the weirdest, but I would say I haven't actually had a chance to meet many of the fans here, you know. So for the most part, they've been good. If I can keep it that way. No, I'm joking. No, what's the name of this club that we're in?
It's Evoke.
Evoke. Yeah. So after the show, the last time, I had a couple of orange sodas in Evoke. Late night, and I got to meet a couple of the fans and the regulars and that, so that was cool, you know.
So, thank you very much, Prince Devitt. Thank you very much, Kate. I've been Magic Mark. We'll see you next time on Behind the Magic.